Caleb had his best game of the year, 304 yards and 2 touchdowns. His passer rating has jumped about 20 points every week since week 2. He's playing great. Here he is post-game.
Just building the confidence and trust between each other, and trust in this offense between everybody, offensive line, running backs, protection, the routes, and what depth they're running it at, how many steps, and things like this, things like that, going through reads and a bunch more. So just we need to keep building, keep going. Obviously, great win, but definitely not settled on this.
Okay. Has Caleb turned the corner? Played great.
100%. You know the moment it happened. It was at halftime last week. If you've watched Caleb every game this year, week 1, totally out of sorts. They were so incredibly fortunate to win. Week 2, less out of sorts, but still didn't look like himself at all. Week 3 had some really good moments, and his worst plays all year were in that game. And then week 4 against the Rams, in the first half, it was like, man, is this not going to happen anytime soon? And then in the second half, he was awesome. And yesterday, he was awesome. And we can show you the first 14 quarters of the season, he was a bad player. The last game and a half, he's been an outstanding player. Understood, Wilds is right. Rams defense banged up, Panthers. He's not going to be a 131 rating guy the rest of the year.
Set your schedule.
But that's what it is. And now, by the way, the next 3 teams they play, Jacksonville, awful defense. Washington, bad defense. Arizona, awful or mediocre defense, we'll see. And New England, I don't know how good the defense is.
Actually have a good defense.
Maybe, who knows? I mean, I don't know. You let Tyler Huntley score 15 points. That's a lot. And so I'm telling you right now, those Caleb Williams Rookie of the Year futures are not dead at all. And he has gotten better. Completion percentage, yards per attempt, rating, touchdown interception ratio every single week, which is all you could ask for a rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Nick.
What? This
the
guy.
Bud
I'm going to strangle bro.
Yeah, right.
Why? What'd you do?
Tough love.
Yeah, tough love.
Tough love. All right, I was, for me.
Yeah, he's old school.
I was critical of Caleb. I always said the potential's there. I think he'll eventually be great.
You didn't like
but
his
he had
body
been.
language.
Well, no, I didn't. I didn't like the body language. I didn't like the attitude. And now he's coming. I loved his attitude at that press conference. He wasn't like, we won the Super Bowl. Oh yeah, I'm here now. I've really figured it out. He was solid. It was a good win, but you know we got to keep building. Loved it. All right, so Bud list too. He was on the Bud list. Motivation, baby. Yeah, Caleb, he's looking good.
Yeah.
He's playing well.
Yeah, he's turned the corner. Look, I think a lot of, not just Caleb, but even offensively, the way that they're approaching the game right now, running the ball with a concerted effort to
Swift
run the
is
ball,
good, yeah.
to take some of that pressure off of them, regardless of what you get out of the runs that you call. But also, when you look at the offensive line, it's like, okay, I don't care who the opponent is. Yesterday was the first time I was able to watch a game with Caleb Williams in the National Football League, and he looked comfortable. He didn't look like he was rushing, like, oh, I got to hurry up and get the ball out of my hands. I'm trying to press to make a play because I got a guy barreling down my throat. Like, none of that happened yesterday, and he was able to be accurate. He was able to be on time. Like, he stayed in the pocket, extended plays. He did everything that we thought he was going to do right out the gate yesterday. And so when you start to see things like that, and they put up points, and you're getting the ball to your best playmaker in DJ Moore.
Completes 9.
Yeah. So I totally agree. You know, obviously the game plan, as I've said now a lot today, has just been significantly better for the Chicago Bears, right? That can't be denied. And the fact that they are getting the run game going and the things that they're asking Caleb Williams to do, right? He absolutely looked so much more comfortable, right? He was actually going through his progressions. Nothing felt rushed. He even felt comfortable, you know, looking for a better option, right? Looking for a better read. And when he was throwing the ball down the field for some of these bigger throws, they were not putting the ball at risk. right? It was either going to be caught and it was going to be a great play, or no harm was going to come of it, right? It wasn't throwing into like double, triple coverage and wasn't constantly putting the ball at risk. He was taking care of the ball, which is not only smarter decision making from Caleb, but also better play calls as well. So it's good to finally see that starting to come together, quite frankly. I feel like turning a corner, though, is the wrong way to look at it, right? You know, officially turned the corner. Because I feel like that's kind of implying that, like, Caleb wasn't getting it, and now he's starting to get it. And I don't see it as that way. I see it as he was just growing and getting better and better and better. And also, the Bears were not really putting Caleb in a position to, quite frankly, succeed, right? I really don't think that they were doing a good job. But now they actually have him throwing, 29 times, 2 touchdowns, 30 carries for over 100 yards. Like, that is the game plan. This is the way, right? Like, that is what you do. He had plenty of time in the pocket, right? He only had 1 sack. It was just a good game plan with good execution. And surprise, surprise, Caleb Williams is a good enough quarterback, even as a rookie, to be able to succeed under those circumstances. So, sometimes we complicate football so much, and it really need not be complicated, right? Establish the run, give your quarterback time in the pocket, and don't ask him to do too much. This is what you get: 20 for 29, 304 yards, and 2 touchdowns, right? And 34 rushing yards himself, which I also like because it was also done in a way that I thought was also smart and strategic. Right? It was just good. And I think a lot of people still complain about games like this because they're like, well, that's not what we got him for, right? We wanted him. He's still just a game manager. And like I kind of keep saying, the game changing and the game breaking moments, they come out of the game management. The quarterbacks who can't manage games but can only be game changers or game breakers, they're backup quarterbacks. Some of them can't even play in the NFL. They could do amazing things. There's probably quarterbacks that can literally do things that are way better than Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes, but they can't manage a game for the life of them. They just can't do it. They're amazing athletes, but they just can't do it. And probably many of them are just all but forgotten. So it's really that balance. And sometimes a young quarterback can come in and be a game breaker immediately. And that's what gets everyone really, really excited. That's what gets everybody talking. It's the game management that people just find boring and not so great. And they automatically say, oh, he's not as good. And it's like, no, this is a great game. This is a great game. This shows poise. This shows composure. This shows confidence and comfortability. And it was as clear as day. Not even just looking at the stats, just look at how he played. You can see it as clear as day. So, Rex Ryan tried to downplay this game because he said the Panthers are so bad. And he said, like, I could throw for over 200 yards versus that defense. And I don't really think that's fair. I understand this may not be a top defense in the NFL, but what Caleb was doing was a pure level of comfortability and execution. And I don't care what the defense is doing outside of them just getting to you constantly with constant pressure, which no quarterback deals well with if you're just constantly under duress. But I just think Caleb, if we're going to be so hard on him in the earlier weeks and everybody just wants to cut him loose and just, pile on him, well, then when he has a game like this, you absolutely have to praise him. You absolutely have to tip your hat and say, great game. Because if it's not, then what did you want him to do? A triple backflip and launching the ball 75 yards for not even just a touchdown, but somehow accounts for 3 touchdowns? Right? Like, you start to create expectations or you create a situation that becomes unachievable, right? And then you're constantly just kicking the can down the road and moving the target. So I think a game like this has to be emphasized, has to be celebrated, even if it is against the Carolina Panthers, right? Even if it didn't have highlight reels of him like Lamar stiff-arming someone, running out of bounds and throwing the ball in the air for a touchdown, right? Like, that's what everyone keeps associating with greatness. And in a lot of ways, it's 2 sides of the same coin to be able to do what Lamar did. And even though many people can't, as well as doing what Caleb did in this game. So I really don't think he could be understated. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Caleb Williams? Do you think he's officially turned the corner? And do you think he's going to win Rookie of the Year like Nick Wright is saying? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.